Dude, so much stuff. So much stuff. Okay, we got our micro tools. It's time to work on a micro bee, guys. What's going on, guys? Walter with the RC Addiction Vlog. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC Vlog, guys. Hopefully all of you are enjoying your President's Day today. I'm enjoying the day, recording this before President's Day. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the holidays. Some of you guys probably have the day off. Some of you don't. I end up having to work. So we're shooting this video today. Anyways, yeah. We have Micro B racing this week, Tuesday. We've been doing pretty well with the Micro B stuff. It's pretty challenging. I mean, most guys wouldn't think that this little Micro B racing is that challenging. We made some changes to the car finally. 2 weeks ago at our last race, we had the shocks. Was the first time we had the shocks on the car, and we really liked them. It made a huge difference, huge difference, and it was a weird difference because these cars already, with how small they are, they're hard to control. They're not as reactive and quick responding as some of our bigger cars that we race with better electronics in it. So it takes a little manipulating of the car to get things to move freely. And the tough part is that we all talked about the stock shocks and how difficult those were to deal with, and how like they would get frozen up, and yeah, it just wasn't. They didn't work well, honestly. I mean, they were pretty garbage. And so we ended up buying the hot racing set. We don't think we put light enough shock fluid in it. We put a little heavy, we think. The car was pretty slow as far as the rebound, and I think that was because of the fluid, how thick the fluid was that we put in it. I think you'll have to bear with me, guys. Sorry, I have a little like respiratory throat thing going on today, and I've just been anyways, so we lightened up the shock fluid. We did that last week on one of our off days. We ended up going with a 25 and a 30 weight shock fluid to see if that would make a difference in how responsive the car was. The other big thing that we didn't realize that wasn't set up correctly, or that it was, but it wasn't. It really wasn't that close to what we should have needed, was the ride height. So we went ahead and lowered the back. We had the front as low as possible, but we thought maybe giving ourselves a little bit more ride height than the back would keep the car from dragging. Because most of these cars, as we leave the face of the jump, the back end of the car is just dragging off the carpet. And so I was hoping maybe to give it a little bit more ride height, that would, soften that up coming up the lip of the jumps. And it did a little bit, but I pretty much sacrificed a ton of other speed elsewhere because of it. And so I think we're just going to go back to an even super low ride height, pretty much as low as the shocks will go. The one thing we haven't messed with is the springs. The springs themselves, I don't know if those make the biggest difference. I feel like it's the shock fluid that's going to make the biggest difference in this particular scenario, if you will. I don't think that... bear with me, guys. I have a little bit of steering stuff that's loose that I need to tighten up. That's the wrong size. God, these micro tools, man. I struggle with the micro stuff. I'm sure there's others out there, but just I got these fat hands, and yeah. I think that was part of my problem. The bolt to my servo horn, the screw to the servo horn was coming out. And it didn't seem like it was originally, but I definitely feel like it was. Yeah, that was definitely my problem. So that was one of the other things we needed to look at, was the steering on the car. We felt like it was pretty sloppy. It just felt a little, I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was coming back to where it was. And don't get me wrong, like we have some of this stuff like loosened up already to try and get a little bit of play out of it, make the car a little bit easier and to move. Don't make it so bound up, because when these knuckles and the tires and like the wheel nuts are tightened down on this knuckle, everything's very stiff and it doesn't spin very freely at all. And that's the other thing we're going to do. We're going to put a little bit of bearing oil in these front bearings right now, but it makes the car very hard to steer. It makes it work harder, and doesn't flow as free. Same thing with the back. I have been trying to leave the wheel nuts just a tad loose, because I felt like it was helping with just the rotation of the rear axle. I could be wrong. Maybe not. The other guys I don't think are doing it. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But it is something I feel like makes a big difference. What I haven't realized or noticed is why I have not gone through a motor in this thing, and why other people have. I've been struggling with that. It seems to me like where is my... Oh, I'm missing one of my micro wrenches, guys. God, that's gonna bug me. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's in my bag. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just talking and wrenching. Yeah, right there. That's what I needed. CO50. That was the one I was missing to get some of these bolts. Okay. Yeah, I feel like... Sorry, guys, I am not the best at wrenching and talking all at the same time. I tell you what. See, my car's just had a lot going on. We've never actually like tweaked on the chassis itself. We've always just ran it right out of the box. It was the way we got it. And it seemed to work pretty well. You guys have seen most of our videos. And with the Micro B stuff and the racing that we're doing at Tyler's shop, it's been very, very fun. It's been a lot. I mean, really, really fun, actually. Oh, yeah, see, I feel like my car has just had a little bit of problems here and there. Some things were loose. I think the steering was the biggest problem that I had. Yeah, that servo horn was coming off, and it was definitely going to cause a problem. So this is why, guys, that we go over this kind of stuff on these cars, even as small as this thing. These things do eventually, start coming loose, especially with as hard as we are on them. We're pretty hard on them, as far as what we do to the cars and what we expect out of them coming off these big jumps. So yeah, it's kind of cool seeing the little slider like that in the micro buggy. But we're going to get these little wheels cleaned up. I think we're going to I was thinking about throwing some tape on there, but I think we might just end up cleaning. We might end up cleaning up the white wheels. I'm always a white wheels guy. If you guys haven't seen, I do have one of my swag t-shirts that we make is the White Wheels Are Faster, Prove Me Wrong t-shirt, and it's probably one of our most popular sellers. Yeah, anyways, if you guys haven't used this stuff works really, really well. It's from One Up Racing called Quick Shine. It's RC Body Cleaner is what they call it, but I use it for cleaning up tires and wheels and my body's like getting tire marks off or pipe marks off of the bodies and tires or just the wheels. I guess it's not the body. So yeah, this stuff works really well. It's going to get these wheels right back to brand new. Bam. Sometimes you deal with like a little bit of pipe mark on there that you can't get off because it's like dug into the plastic, which is okay. I feel like we need new tires for this thing too. And we haven't, what's funny is like this thing, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bone stock because like we did the little Upgrade RC ESC container, the little container that they make. And where'd my wet spot go? There it goes. we did that, got rid of the top tray, glued the battery. We didn't glue it in, but we double-sided taped the battery in now because the way that we charge it, we don't really need to take it out. We built a little lead for our Gens Ace charger that allows us to basically just leave the battery in the car. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. You see the difference? Is there a difference? I mean, I guess I can because I'm sitting here. Probably can't see the difference on camera, but anyways. Yeah, this is why I'm terrible, guys. I'm absolutely terrible at working on cars and talking and trying to vlog. I know I need to do more of it because I know you guys like to just talk and ranch, and I have a hard time keeping my my train of thought sometimes, so I apologize for that. Yeah, part of me is just wanting to get this thing dialed in because I won't have time on tomorrow, which will be Monday, President's Day. I just won't have time because I'll be working my 8 to 5. And yeah, with kids, picking up kids and doing all that, I just won't have any time, which is what we talk about all the time. It's time. RC hobby takes up a lot of time. And so you try and sneak it in when you can, which is what I am doing right now. And being able to get some videoing in. Okay. Then we need our bearing oil. And you guys have seen before, we use the 1UP Racing little fluids thing here. This thing comes in so handy in your pit. Like I can't even explain to you, especially with these little itty bitty cars. It makes it pretty handy because it means you just have it with you all the time. Actually, let's do this. You can use our MSM vlog brush that we got with RC Box Club to clean this thing up and get some hairs off of it first before we throw fresh oil on it. But yeah, we lightened up the shock fluid, did a bunch of things there. Made sure they were. I tell you what, the nice part about these hot racing shocks is that they have the bleeder screw, which lets us bleed them out like we do our big racing stuff, and it does make a difference. It makes a big difference. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I have the steering turned all the way to the side, and we're just gonna put a little bit of bearing oil right in there, and we're gonna let that sit for a second. So turn it back straight and let it soak all in there. Now, we don't do this very often to this car. We just haven't done it at all, so we're trying to get some done. The tough part is that this micro B stuff isn't really preference. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those fun versions of racing that we do. It just doesn't always take our full attention, maybe like the 10 scale stuff. So, yeah. Just trying to give it a little bit of love before we go throw it back on the track again this week. We race every other Tuesday. If you guys are interested or local to me in the Rogue Valley area, give me a holler, shoot me a DM. Maybe you guys can. It is kind of, I wouldn't say invite only because we don't mind newcomers coming, but we don't really post where the location is because it's not our location. It's kind of a private shop that we go to. So he allows us to race, and he doesn't mind us bringing new racers that are willing to enjoy the hobby with us. So that, that part's always nice. Okay, so that one's got some fresh fluid. Now we're going to do this one. Hopefully you guys are having a good President's Day, though. It's a bummer that I got to work, unfortunately. I wish I didn't. I wish I could be at the track tomorrow. That would be what my preference would be. I'm trying to see without taking this thing completely apart if I can do a couple screws. No. Okay, well, I think that we'll see if that helps. I'm assuming it will. I mean, we're not going to give it too much more attention. We're going to get the tires and wheels put back on here. I think maybe if I put them on backwards, get a little bit more use out of them. It's funny that I'm like trying to salvage Micro B tires. Well, for one, I don't know if I can get new ones tomorrow at the hobby shop. If I made a special trip down there, I don't know if they even have any in stock. So we could always find out. But I think for the time being, what I've been doing, I was just talking about it, is I've been leaving the wheel nuts a little bit loose so that the car doesn't feel so bound up. Yeah, that seems pretty good. We're just trying to do a couple maintenance items. That's all, guys. We're not, no speed secrets here. As far as that goes, you know, like, we don't care. We'll share the tips. If you guys have any questions in regarding to what, like, how I set my car up, feel free to shoot me a message. I don't have like a setup sheet on it. I'm not that dialed in yet, unfortunately, but we could be, I guess. Just so tiny, guys. My fat hands do not do well sometimes with these bigger cars or smaller cars. Oh, yeah. Well, a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of oil. It's just what your RC car needs sometimes, guys. I know we don't like to do it, but it is worth it. I've only done it a couple times to this car. I think the last time I did it was a few months ago, and I've raced quite a bit on it so far. So yeah, I don't know. I think our ride height's a little bit better now. I think that's gonna work out a lot better for us. So I think we'll call that a day, guys. Not too much wrenching on the actual vlog itself. We did the shocks prior to the vlog because it's so messy, and I wouldn't be able to focus anyways while trying to vlog and do the shocks, and that's kind of one that you need to be paying attention to. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen this thing, we've got pro painted body. That thing turned out so sick. Rick did such a good job. I think what we are going to do right now, though, is put a couple stickers on it, because we never did put some stickers on the body. And everybody's going to probably hate on me for putting stickers on it, but I don't care. Okay. Our Micro B racing is pretty fun, guys. If you guys haven't seen videos of that, you need to check it out. It's just a DIY track that our buddy Tyler built at his shop. It's nothing fancy, I promise you. Some 3D printed items, some speaker carpet, and some 1/2 inch Schedule 40 pipe. That's about all it is. Okay. I hate doing decals. I love the way they make a car look, but I hate doing them. I can never get them straight. A little J-Con sticker for the body.